Noelle and I talked about it, and after looking at what we plant, most of what we want to plant is not a starter plant. I needed to take the lamp that was being used for a grow lamp and put a heat bulb in it for the chicks last night so they could be kind of in their brooder tote. That means that I'm not getting enough sunshine on my plants, which means I really need to have the greenhouse up. So today it's shift gears. Still a little muddy, but I'm gonna do what I can. And that starts with actually getting this measured out. Went ahead and grabbed myself some stakes. I'm gonna walk them back here where we're gonna put this in the ground. I've got to get the hammer out of the cart of tools that I used. And I grabbed the yellow string for this because I want to be able to get up high, look at it from an upstairs, probably bedroom window, just to make sure that I have it kind of looking square on the property. So once you're down here and you're up against this tree line, which isn't straight, it's hard to tell. So we'll give this a try, see what we can come up with. But I'm gonna put the camera down and record this. I'm gonna have to mow, actually. This grass is tall considering I just mowed it, so maybe I should do that first. We'll get this cut, at least where this is going, and make it a little bit easier to work with. Note to self, yellow cord, not long enough to reach between the poles. So I'm gonna have to go and get the pink masonry string, and that means taking it off of the backyard fence up there. So I'll be back in just a minute. All right, well, I've got the pink masonry string now. Let's go give this a try. I know this will be long enough. I'm gonna walk upstairs and take a look at this from kind of an aerial view. And if it looks good, then I'm gonna start breaking ground on the greenhouse and start to get that set and leveled. So we'll see what it looks like and go from there. All right, so I can't really tell that well from up here.
Surviving.
But for the most part, I think those are gonna line up pretty good. Even the spacing on the boxes I think is good. So yellow string back in the distance there. That's where I can envision the greenhouse going. I'm running it lengthwise with the barn, pretty much because that way the end is what hits the wind for the most part instead of the sides. And I hope it weathers better that way. Plus, we'll get a good cross breeze through the whole greenhouse to cool it down when it gets super hot outside. I don't think I'm disappointed with that at all. I was entertaining the thought of making the greenhouse 10 feet wide instead of 8 feet wide. But Noelle and I talked about it, and after looking at what we plant, most of what we want to plant is not a starter plant. There are a lot of tomatoes, a lot of peppers, and she wants to do some flowers where that would be nice. But for the most part, I think we can get by with 2 shelves that are 16 feet long in the greenhouse, and that would give us more than enough space to be able to do what we want to do. So I'm going to go with my original design plan of 8 feet wide, which is the same width as my planter boxes, and just run it 16 feet long. And I know I've got all the material and the plan, and we're good. So I'm happy with that. We're gonna go with it. So I think I'm gonna go get a shovel and break some ground on this space so I can start to make sure it's level enough for putting this together. is about 8:15 going on 8:30, and we have basically taken and dug out, there we go. So we've dug out all of the framework area, and I have my 2/16s in for the long run, and I have my two 8-foot boards cut for the ends. But what I realized when I went back and I looked at it, I was thinking this was 8 foot wide. I wasn't accounting for the fact when I dug the hole that it needed to be 8 foot between, or 8 foot including the 4x6x16s on the outside. So long story short, I cut the trenches too far apart. So I'm gonna have to take one of them, and what I'll probably do is I'll just take this one over here and cut that trench a little bit more off of the inside so I can move that 4x6 or 4x4 in a little bit closer. I only need like about 5 inches, so it's not a lot. So I'm not really worried about it. It'll take me a few minutes to get that dug. I think what I'm gonna do though is work on part of the other framework before I set that post too well. But I can't do that until tomorrow. So I think what I'm gonna do, because it is almost dark out here, I'll probably just go grab the shovel and start digging that trench out just a little bit wider and throw the dirt in the middle. And then tomorrow when I get out here, I need to cut my uprights for the sides and build the outer frame so I can stand those up, and then I'll kind of screw all this stuff together and put some lag bolts in it to hold it good and tight. But that's probably it for tonight. Other than, you know, I'll do a little bit tonight that I probably won't catch on film, and I'll put these chickens up, get cleaned up, get refreshed, and tomorrow start anew. And hopefully tomorrow I can get the sides, the end cap, the roofing done, and the flooring in. I may not get plastic on it tomorrow. We'll see how windy it's gonna be, but it is gonna be a nice day without rain, so I'll do whatever I can. There's just so much to get done. So I'll probably work just a little bit more, and I'll see you guys in the morning.